Operation Silent Anvil. Operation Silent Anvil stands apart in NATO's operational history, not for the scale of its forces or the intensity of combat, but for its focus on stealth, intelligence, and the unseen mechanisms that underlie peace enforcement. In the early 2000s, as NATO adapted to the complex post-Cold War security environment, traditional warfare gave way to a new kind of conflict: asymmetric threats, hidden arms caches, black market networks, and the invisible flow of weapons fueling insurgency and instability. Silent Anvil was NATO's answer to that shadow war. Though little publicized, Operation Silent Anvil was a covert and highly specialized initiative that sought to dismantle weapons trafficking networks operating in the Balkans and other volatile zones of southeastern Europe. Launched to support broader NATO peacekeeping operations in places like Bosnia and Kosovo, Silent Anvil relied heavily on special operations forces, advanced surveillance, and intelligence sharing between alliance members to identify, monitor, and neutralize illicit arms routes that supplied paramilitary factions, organized crime groups, and potential terrorist elements. The operation's name reflected its nature: silent, precise, and crushing. Teams operating under Silent Anvil worked in civilian clothes, moved through border areas and port facilities, and collaborated with local law enforcement to conduct raids on arms dealers, smugglers, and weapons stockpiles left behind after the wars. It wasn't just about confiscating weapons. It was about cutting off the networks that sustained violence and undermined peace. NATO's intelligence apparatus was key to the operation's success. Signals intelligence, aerial surveillance, and human intelligence gathered over months were cross-referenced to identify high-value targets. Satellite imagery revealed hidden bunkers, rural depots, and transit routes used to move arms across porous borders. At night, specially trained units executed targeted raids with precision, often supported by local security forces who had been quietly trained and equipped by NATO advisors. One of Silent Anvil's most critical aspects was its role in bolstering host nation capabilities. The operation wasn't just about removing weapons, it was about empowering states like Bosnia and North Macedonia to enforce their own laws and protect their citizens. NATO provided training in border security, customs inspection, and intelligence analysis. In many ways, the operation became a silent mentorship, guiding fragile governments toward self-sufficiency in managing internal threats. Because of its covert nature, much of Silent Anvil's work went unnoticed by the public. There were no press releases or flag-waving ceremonies. Success was measured in the absence of headlines: no sudden spike in violence, no flow of black market arms to destabilizing forces, no resurgence of paramilitary activity. It was a mission defined by its discretion, its intelligence, and its impact. Operation Silent Anvil also had broader implications for NATO's evolution. It marked the alliance's deepening focus on intelligence-led operations, on fighting wars in the shadows before they erupted in the streets. It underscored the importance of adaptability in the face of unconventional threats and set a precedent for NATO's later counterterrorism and counter-trafficking missions across the Middle East and Africa. Though often forgotten among more visible military engagements, Silent Anvil stands as a powerful example of strategic subtlety. It wasn't loud, it wasn't large, but in its silence, it forged peace from the fragments of war and helped ensure that the foundations of NATO's mission in the Balkans would hold firm long after the guns had fallen quiet.